Ripple prevailed in its legal struggle with the Securities and Exchange Commission after U.S. District Court Judge Analysa Torres ordered the release of documents written by former SEC Corporation Finance Section Chief William Heinman. Section Chief William Heinman. Although it is too early to say whether the terminology used in the speech will be as meaningful as the SEC allegations that sales of Ripple's XRP tickers, down 48, violated U.S. securities laws, Ripple considers the lecture to be a key piece of evidence in the lawsuit the SEC has launched against it. Hinman delivered the lecture in June 2018 at the Yahoo Finance All Market Summit, strongly suggest Hinman's activities leading up to the speech leave a lot to the imagination in terms of its background. District Court Judge Sarah Netburn disagreed with the SEC's position that the emails and speech drafts were protected by the deliberative process privilege and ruled in favor of their release. This ruling was overturned by Judge Torres after that SAC claimed attorney-client privilege over the files, but Netburn shot that down in July. Appeals from the SEC's verdict by Judge Torres were rejected. The SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple and its CEOs Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse in December 2020, claiming that the company's cryptocurrency XRP down 0.48. XRP tickers down 0.48 is a security because it was used to generate capital in 2013. This case is unusual in that it involves an SEC complaint that actually goes to trial, perhaps creating a precedent. Since the company at first thought it was losing, it has taken several defensive measures. The SEC and Ripple both filed for summary judgment in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. The SEC, a plaintiff in the Ripple case, filed a move to seal the controversial portions of Hyman's speech. The oversight agency said that redaction is more important than the public's ability to access irrelevant documents. The judge denied the motion on May 16th, ruling in favor of Ripple. Several technical indicators pointed to a positive outlook, and XRP surged by 5 as a result. Ripple has scored another win in its ongoing battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission over XRP when Judge Analysa Torres denied the SEC's request to have the Hinman documents sealed. William Heinman, who is a former director of the finance division at the SEC Corporation, reportedly said that Ethereum is not a currency. When asked about the SEC's defense of the suit's use of the Hinman speech records as evidence, Payment Network Ripple's chief legal officer was extremely critical. The U.S. SEC filed a motion asking the court to keep the content of Hyman's contentious remarks under wraps. To support its summary judgment ruling, the regulators argue that the public's right to see irrelevant documents was outweighed by the importance of the agency's job. The case relied heavily on this, among other factors. Since the most recent court ruling states that the materials are judicial documents subject to a strong presumption of public disclosure, District Court Judge Analyst has taken a different determination. The verdict is a huge win for Ripple and the XRP community in their continuing legal struggle with the SEC. The SEC judge said in the footage that the records from Hyman's address would likely have some bearing on the court's decision on the motion. This was not the first time a request for SEC souls had been denied, since the Hinman speech documents do not pertain to a specific decision or policy of the agency. Judge Torres sided with the court and ruled that they are not protected by the deliberative process privilege, which the regulator had argued for some of SEC's requests, like as its request that the XRP investor declaration signatories and the regulator's comments remain anonymous were approved. Both the individual and the fabricated facts about the defendant's wealth were of interest to the group. The same thing happened with several of Ripple's moves. There are a number of references that associate its profits with the selling of XRP and the compensation paid to trading platforms. The price of Ripple went up after the victory. Given the ongoing legal struggle between Ripple and the SEC over charges of securities law violations, the court's acceptance of the Hyman speech into evidence tips the scales in favor of the defendant. The revelation led to a surge in Ripple's price of 5.35% per day and a 40% increase in trading volume over the course of 24 hours, all of which point to a revival of investor interest. The remittance token rallied back above the resistance levels after encountering severe opposition. Companies like Ripple are weighing their options in light of the United States regulatory vacuum regarding cryptocurrencies. Consider the implications for Bitcoin and the U.S. economy in light of this news, according to recently released court records in the Ripple complaint. Brad Garlinghouse claims that Ripple urged the U.S. follow the U.K., and in light of these allegations, Ripple is believed to have paid 6 exchanges between $1 million and $5 million. In response to a conversation initiated by the made-up self-proclaimed detective, Ripple's chief technology officer David Schwartz elaborated on the situation. After the sex extract, how long do you think cryptocurrency investors will continue to have faith in Ripple? First, the extended delays in the resolution of Ripple's case against the SEC have had a significant impact on the company. The decline in investor confidence may show up in Twitter rumors and on the stock market. In the middle of the year 2020, how much will an excerpt cost? The Twitterverse was buzzing early this morning with suspicions that Ripple and the regulatory body were planning daily behind closed doors meetings. A pro-XRP Twitter user initially spread the myth, but lawyer John Deaton quickly debunked it as incorrect. He also mentioned the possibility of a meeting between SEC and Ripple lawyers at some point in the future. We still don't know if there's any truth to the situation or not because the summary judgment keeps getting pushed back. We still don't know if there's any validity to this because the summary judgment keeps getting postponed. Therefore, it is still unknown whether or not the summary decision was delivered to the relevant regulatory agency. However, others on social media have speculated that the regulating body was in possession of the summary ruling by May, and upon recognizing they were losing and discovering that a decision from Judge Torres was likely in July. It's been about 5 weeks since we arrived, according John Deaton, and she rendered the Dauber ruling. Ripple and Exxon, both of which are currently struggling, may benefit greatly from a new Supreme Court consideration, given the current regulatory atmosphere in the United States and the industry's efforts to adapt to it. Supporters and investors are likely waiting for the summary ruling, which is expected to be released this month. The Supreme Court is currently reevaluating the legal framework that grants agencies rulemaking jurisdiction. In October of 2023, the Supreme Court of the United States will hear the case that might overturn a rule that gives institutions like the SEC the ability to define their own powers. The goal is to give modernized guidelines for the proper operation of such organizations as financial regulators. It would be detrimental to the industry if the SEC was unable to specify which cryptocurrencies could be used as legal money due to the current Supreme Court appeal. According to Ripple, the company and its representatives promoted the tokens as unregistered securities. Ripple is the third largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. The Ripple defense claims that the extract is not a security, but rather a cryptocurrency on par with Bitcoin and Ethereum. The SEC was unable to convince a judge to require Ripple to disclose sensitive information, the company reported in its most recent quarterly filing. A legal opinion from Ripple on whether or not to reveal the information is reportedly at the heart of the files in question. Ripple claims that its audit trail will prove it did not willfully break any securities regulations. As it stands, we will have to stop here for today. Kindly support our channel by pressing the subscribe and notification bell. Thank you for watching.